In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the nickel double mug defense in Madden 25. Now, this defense is still extremely effective in college football 26, and it is also going to be extremely effective in Madden 26. This is going to be one of the best launch defenses that I can think of every single year because it's a simple defense to run and the pressure just works, right? The pressure just works. It is the hallmark of every good defense ever in Madden or college football. You have to be able to consistently get good pressure. And Double Mug was going to do just that for you. So I'm going to be breaking down this defense, how I like to run it, and how I like to adjust out of it. And again, this will work in both Madden 26 and College Football 26. One of the biggest tips for running this, as we are in the Jets defensive playbook, is you need to have fast edge rushers, right? You want your fastest guys at the edge rusher position. I just wanted to give you a threshold real quick. If you go into the depth chart, you're going to notice here this guy Nakobe Dean has 90 acceleration. Nolan Smith 92 acceleration. Ideally, you would have over 90 acceleration at your two outside linebacker positions. This will make the blitz significantly better, regardless of where you're running the defense. Okay. That being said, let's go through our coaching adjustments for this. This is a little bit different than some of the other defenses you'll run in Madden. What you want to do is you want to have auto flip off. You actually want to have your auto alignment on default, option defense on conservative. And then what I like to do down here is I do like to put my hooks on 5, just because if they're running a lot of shallow crossers, I want those yellow zones to really be able to snap down and defend properly. You could, if you wanted to, situationally just leave this on default. We'll just leave it on default here. But if you want those really aggressive yellow zones that are going to stop drags, that's what you want to do. The play is mid blitz, right? And I'm sure that you probably guessed this. Again, this is a simple defense to run, and there's a lot of ways to run it. You can use her a safety, you can use her a linebacker, you can use her a slot corner, you could even use her a defensive end. But this is the version I'm going to show you today is going to give you the best chance at the best amount of pressure, which is what I think ultimately we all want. So the first setup for this defense is a basic send 4. All you're going to do is you are just going to stand over the center like so. You don't even necessarily have to be over the center, but I would like to be, somewhere over in this area. This is not always going to come in. This is a potentially could come in type of pressure. And you're just going to slant your D-line inside. And then from there, you can take these linebackers and put them into coverage. What I like to do is play a cover 2 man on the left side. And then on the right side, I typically will either man myself up to the user and put an outside third, or I'll just leave this guy man up to this guy, and I'll put my user in either a inside third or a hook curl. But anyway, what you're going to see here is we have the chance, as you see, to be able to get pressure just sending 4. This is a very, very effective way to send 4 in this game because you don't really have to do anything, right? It's the best send 4 in the game because you literally don't have to really do anything, and you have potential to literally scream at your opponent. Now, it's not always going to come in, but a lot of times it does, and it's primarily dependent on that high acceleration rating of that defensive end over there on the right side. So even that alone can force a blocked running back, which is really where this defense I think becomes good, is when they start blocking the running back. To be honest with you, I will normally just send 4 or 6. There is a send 5 though. If you do want to send 5 in this defense and pretty much guarantee your edge pressure off that right side, just man up this defensive end, which should be a linebacker, man him up to the running back, and then I would put my user in a yellow zone. You can shade outside, because you're going to funnel all the routes to the middle of the field. And as you'll see, this will pretty much guarantee that we're going to get that 5-man pressure off of the left. Another tip with this pressure that can be kind of cool, that I actually think is really good in Double Mug, is doing essentially a zone look out of this. So how would I run a zone look? What I would do here is I would go with a hard flat. I would go with a vert hook here on the left side, as you can see. And then I would have an outside third or a deep half, either way. And then on the right-hand side, what I would do is I would go with either a deep half or even an inside quarter or an outside third. If you're going to go with the inside quarter, you can play cover 2 over there. Pretty aggressive defense, but still very good. Or the other thing that you could do is you could go with a cover 3 like this and play cover 3 on both sides. and then now you can put your user in a yellow. Now this is only sending 4, but this I've seen get pretty good pressure off that right side. Wasn't able to come in there. But in College Football 26, Madden 26, that right there is going to be really, really good. So anyways, there's a lot of ways to send 4 is all I want you to see here. And we can even optimize, again, for pressure by sending 5 and just manning up the running back. Because as you see, I mean, that's going to create a very clean send 5, right? So how do we send 6? Basically what I like to do, and you could also, by the way, guys, let's say they flip their formation. Okay, they flip. We're just going to go like something like this. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to change the side. So as you see here, we man this guy up. And if we want to send 5, we're going to get that same type of pressure off the left. Okay. Now, what do we do if they start blocking people, right? What do we do if they start blocking people? Most of the time, people are just going to try to block their running back with this. And all you're going to do to get pressure against the blocked running back, there's really 2 methods. The first one is we can try the send 5. And what you're going to see from the send 5 is sometimes if I stand a little bit more to the right side of the screen, sometimes this send 5 can come in. As you see right there, that's a blocked running back. Our send 5 came in, and we still are able to have the running back man up in case he goes out on a route. I think that's a super effective way to be able to send 5 in this game is just by manning up the running back. You have potential. And so that's one option for that. Now, if they start to slide their line and they start to kind of do some of this kind of stuff, then this can start to make this blitz a little bit more susceptible to being picked up. So you'll see here, we'll send 5 again, and what you're going to see is actually, you know what, still screens. So maybe all you got to do is send 5. If they do block a tight end, which I will ultimately just get into a block tight end look here, eventually they're going to block a tight end because they are going to, obviously, you know, they need to block the blitz, right? So they're going to block their tight end, and they're going to send the running back out, and you're going to see here that if we send 5, this is more than likely going to get blocked. And you'll see the tight end does a good job of blocking it. And then they have time to, you know, put their routes on the field. And so, you know, obviously, ultimately, honestly, like, I'm kind of good with that. Like, if I force you to block your tight end to block a blitz in this game, I think that's a pretty good blitz. That being said, there is a way to try to get pressure when they block a running back or a tight end. So how do you get pressure when they block a running back or a tight end? Let me come back out in that bunch X nasty here, and I will show you. So what I like to do is when they block a running back, I'll just send 6, right? And because of that, I'm going to just literally, there's no real adjustment. I'm just going to stand over the center, and I'm going to send 6. And you're going to see that if they block a running back, I'm going to consistently be able to get pressure off of one of the edges. Now, if they block a tight end, the same basic thing is going to apply. What I typically like to do is if I know that I'm trying to do this, I know that the tight end is manned up, so I need to make sure that I'm watching this running back. So if the running back goes in around, I got to go user him. But you see, I'm still able to get that pressure against a block 6 type of protection. So not only is this defense good because you're able to get pressure against 5 out, only sending 4, but it's also really good because you're able to get pressure against a block 6, only sending 6, which is the hallmark of any good defense ever, and you're just creating a mathematical advantage. Not to mention the fact that you have good man coverage. You're going to play pretty decent run defense overall from this, and little sneak peek into next year's games. This defense actually got even better in Madden and College Football 26 with the new defensive lineman stunt feature. So be sure to try those in next year's game. Guys, if you want to get better at Madden or college football, I have a free school community that I think you would really like. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you join the school community. It's completely free to you, and I post full breakdowns in there with tips, tricks, mini schemes for basically all college football and Madden. So you get all of the new stuff in there. If you're not a member yet, it's literally free. Sign up today. The link is in the description below.